stage, just raise your hand for over here to the left. Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
It hasn't happened to your program or this program in a long time. How do you feel? How do you explain what happened today?
Yeah, I feel awful. Just got done talking to the team, and you know, when you work this game 365 days out of the year and you come up short, you know, it's a failure and it hurts. It hurts a lot. You know, I think we didn't run the ball very well on offense, and hurt ourselves with penalties, and then we didn't stop the run on the other side of the ball.
Over here, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, with conditions like this, with an opponent like this, is a mental challenge that goes into a game like this. How do you feel like, considering the penalties, considering the mistakes that you guys did with that mental challenge?
Well, I mean, you know, both teams have to play with the conditions, and you know, whether that played into it or not, I don't know, but I just know that you know, we didn't get the job done today.
Over here in the left row middle, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Ryan, can you explain the impact Michigan's run game had on the game? They only threw it 19 times, but
Right.
they were manufactured first down. How did that keep going to heels?
Yeah, and they, you know, you feel like they control the game when that happens. You know, they just stayed on schedule the whole time, and that was the recipe I'm sure they had to win the game. And you know, we weren't able to stop that, and that's really very disappointing, especially when you know they're going to do it. So, you know, got to take a hard look and figure out why that was.
Going to go over here to the right, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Ryan, it seems like, you know, last week Michigan State, you guys went big and everything's clicking for you guys. Seems like it just wasn't today. I mean, is there anything you can point to or look at why things didn't click this week the way they did last week?
I mean, when you know, take care of the football, you know, you give yourself a chance. When you you know, play clean, don't have penalties, you give yourself a chance. When you run the ball and stop the run, you give yourself a chance. Not all those things happen today, and you know, when that happens and they're controlling the game, you know, and controlling the ball, and we're not getting stops on defense, you know, all those things add up. And certainly didn't play our best football on offense, but you know, when you feel like they're controlling the game on the other side of the ball, it gets frustrating, and then it kind of got sideways at the end. You know, trying to we actually let them score there in that last drive when they were inside the 10. Otherwise, they're just going to take a knee and run out the clock. So, but in the end, you know, we didn't get it done.
Gentleman right behind Dan. Yes, sir.
Dave, talk about Michigan. You did up for Michigan's offensive line capacity, but despite performing well they have all year, assess the play of Michigan's line capacity.
No, I mean, obviously when you're on schedule like that and you're running hard, then a lot of good things are going to happen. And you know, I got to figure out and get on the film and figure out why that was on our side of the ball. But certainly, you know, hats off to them. They did a good job.
Going to go over here to the left, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Brian, not scoring before the half, and then coming right out in the first half, and they stopped you on 3rd and 2 there, I think it was, and then they scored. But how did you feel like that changed things? How did you guys responded to the game, sort of, get determined there a little bit?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job right after that of kind of responding. You know, we kept fighting, you know, but we weren't able to turn the tides. And like you said, that's always a big part of the game. And I felt like, you know, even getting 3 points at the end of the half and then getting the ball back, if we could have come down and scored with that first possession, you know, we really would have got some momentum going. But we didn't. And then they came right down and scored. So, you know, and then you just felt like you never could get the ball back on offense. And that's a bad feeling as well. You start to force it a little bit too much and don't establish the run when you're in that situation. So, you know, this one hurts.
Over here to the far right, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Right, CJ has been pretty protected all year. I mean, he's kind of described it as he's just kind of chilling back there. He got sacked 4 times today. Did you feel like your offensive line was getting the push that they needed to get today?
You know, when you throw it, you know, I guess we threw it 49 times, and you know, there was more attempts than that because we had a couple scrambles and some sacks. So that's too much. You know, that's putting a lot of stress, especially with the D line that these guys have. So, you know, and there were some penalties, and then that was really frustrating because that got us off schedule on offense. And really, when you look at the games we've struggled, that's what's got us off schedule. And so, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think when you throw that much, you're going to put yourself at risk, and I felt like we had to down the stretch because we weren't really getting much, you know, in the run game, and it kind of had to keep it going. But we'll look at the film and try to figure all that out.
Over here to the left, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Ryan, when you look at this today, I feel like you probably thought you made a lot of improvement since week 2. But, you know, penalties, couldn't get off the field with the rush defense again. Did you have any sense that some of these things would come back and get you? Or you thought maybe you had them?
Well, you know, you make progress and you keep growing, but at any week, if you don't show up and do it, this is what happens. And, this 6-game run was a real run for us, week in and week out. And there was a lot of good play in there. But, especially this game, I mean, if you don't bring it in all areas, you can get exposed. And just like you see week in and week out, this is what can happen if you don't play your best game. And we did not play our best game today. And so this is what you get.
I'm not sure if it's Justin over here, but gentleman over here to the right.
But you seem gracious and calm right now. I guess, but can you speak to the emotions given that you haven't been on the side, in this rivalry in a long time?
I mean, it hurts. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly, when you live this year round, I mean, it hurts. And there's so much riding on it, as we know. And it's going to leave a mark for a while.
And we're going to end with Dan Hope, Lebanon Warriors.
Ryan, since you've been here, you guys have been to the Big Ten Championship every year. This isn't a position you've been in where regular season just ends abruptly like this. What do you say to the team? How do you guys move forward from this when you don't have that to look forward to?
There's not much to say because you don't plan for this type of thing, but, we'll have to, get on the bus, head back to Columbus and figure out what's next. Haven't really had time to process all of that. But I know especially for the younger guys who have had to play a lot this year, there's a lot to be learned from this. And we're not there right now. This thing is still fresh and it hurts. So we'll get back on the bus, head to Columbus, and figure out what's next.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Folks, we'll get some players in here shortly. Folks, we'll take some questions for our safety, number 17, Bryson Shaw. Just raise your hand. We'll call on you. Over here to the left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Hi, Bryson. A couple things. First, you walked us through the interception, which you saw, and also just in general, how surprised are you that they were able to kind of run the ball the way they did yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. Interception just read the quarterback's eyes, made a play, but didn't matter at the end of the day. We just didn't execute. I mean, we do 365 days preparing for this game. People from Ohio, this is everything, and get wrong on that, it's gonna leave a really bad taste in our mouth, and we just have to learn from it. It's gonna motivate me, and I know it's gonna motivate this team that much more. I mean, 1,000 times more in the off season. I know the team's really down right now, and no one's harder on ourselves than us. We just gotta learn from this, and we have to stop the run. That's the goal, especially on away games in the Big Ten. Got to stop the run. For them to run the ball on this like that, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So yeah.
Go over here to the front of the right, Tino Bovenzi, Spectrum 1.
This game obviously didn't go as you planned, but what kind of learning lessons can you take from this? Obviously, being one of the first times that you played in this game.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to learn from it. Gotta go back, watch the film, really know where we messed up, where things went wrong. Just disappointing. I think the biggest thing to take away from this is how motivated I know I'll be this off season. In the next days, I'm already ready to get on this tape, see where we went wrong, get these mistakes corrected, and like I said, just anger, just angry.
Right next door, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Bryson, I mean, I know there was some emotions at halftime and the tunnel. I know there was a couple breaks on the field. Do you feel like you guys lost composure at all there in that second half?
I mean, we just got to be disciplined, part of the Ohio State program, the off season, during the season, we take pride in being disciplined. We can never let our emotions get the best of us. It's great to play with emotion. Like they say, you can never let emotion play with you. Felt a few times, got the better of us, which is, again, disappointing considering me knowing what kind of guys we have on this team and how much we work the discipline aspect of it. Disappointing.
Over here to the left, Austin Ward, 11 Warriors.
Bryson, I know how much confidence you guys had that there'd been improvement from week 2 to now. When those run plays were adding up and the scores were going up, just what was it like to then be in the sideline and be with the guys on defense trying to get it figured out? I'm sure there was some confusion going on.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was tough. Really need to make every time we come out in the half, had a plan. We're going to go down and score. Went 3 and out. Had to stop the run. Felt like we made the corrections at halftime. Came out, stopped the run. Hit some big plays on us, which is just disappointing. I mean, just just I felt like the corrections were made. I felt like the coaches, and I felt like it's not like we got down on ourselves, or fighting, arguing with each other. Just didn't get it done. Just didn't execute.
Right next door, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Bryson, so many games this season, even some of the closer games recently, you guys were really in control the whole game. With that sequence you're talking about where offense went 3 and out and they came down and scored to start the second half, they were really kind of in control from that point on. What was it? Did it feel different in that second half today, trying to play from that perspective?
I mean, a little different, but the offense. I mean, our offense. What they've done all year. We had confidence that they're going to get the ball even after that 3 and out. We just had to get our stops. We couldn't get our stops. I mean, we just couldn't get our stops. It's ridiculous.
Anything else? Any other front row? Derek Tito, Bovensi, Spectrum 1. Last question.
It sounds like you really think you guys beat yourself today. Do you think that that's the case, or do you tip your hat to the Wolverines for playing a good game?
I mean, I have respect to them. Credit to them. They came with a good plan. They executed their plan. I mean, we did not. We played far from our best game. I give them their credit. I do, but we didn't execute. I felt at times we were flat out there. Just bad. It's going to really fuel us. I know that it's going to light an extreme fire. When you work so hard for this, this moment, you come out flat and you don't get it done. It's hard. It hurts. And I know the guys we have. We have tough, hard-working. This team's got full of tough, hard-working dudes. It sucks and it's the worst thing ever. But we're gonna learn from it. This offseason, we're gonna attack it. With fire. I'm talking extreme passion. We'll be back and we'll be counting down the days to this game again next year, and we'll be ready.
Bryson, thank you very much.
That's kind of built this way that plays big, runs the football a lot, probably since week 2. I know Michigan State does that a little bit, but that game got out of hand quickly. Did you guys feel like you had figured some stuff out from earlier in the year that you thought you'd be able to stop the run a little bit better than you did today?
Yeah, we just didn't execute like we were supposed to. We obviously we put in all the work to try to stop their offense, but it just didn't come out how we wanted it to. Like Bryson said, we just got to get back in the lab and keep going.
Go over here to the far right, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Cody, obviously they were using their running back a lot in the passing game, especially early on. They weren't really throwing the ball downfield. What type of matchup problems did that cause for you guys instead of getting a lot of these clean passes in the game?
I don't really think it made too many matchup problems. It just came down to us executing our defense, and we didn't do it to our standard. And the outcome is what happens when you don't execute as strong as you're supposed to.
Hey, Cody, can you slide over to the left just a little bit? Or yeah, that's fine. Hey, come on up here, CJ. We're also going to take questions at this time for CJ Stroud, our quarterback. So we're going to continue on. Tino Bovensi, Spectrum 1.
CJ, I know you're still processing this, and obviously this is a tough one to swallow. But what were you seeing out there? What was the difference in your eyes in the game today? And what's your message to Buckeye Nation after this loss?
I put my heart and soul, into this game, and we all do for 365 days, and it's come up short. It's not a good feeling.
Over here to the left, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
You've not been in games where you face much pressure this year. I know you knew you were going up against the quality defense that's there, but just kind of how did it feel out there today, having to navigate some of that stuff, getting hit more than you got hit too?
Yeah, their defensive ends did a good job of rushing upfield, getting good pressure, but I try my best just to step up in the pocket, try to help my tackles out and try to get the ball out on time. But, some things, just don't work out. But, I'm still proud of my O-line for them battling. And we played for 4 quarters, so I'm still proud of them.
Right next door, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Cody, how are you feeling health-wise? You play much last week, having to come back and play this week?
I was fine, ready to play every snap I could.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
CJ, kind of piggybacking on Phil's question, the pressure that they presented to you guys, just how challenging was that? How much were you conscious of Hutchinson in particular, or all just letting it down?
I always have faith in my guys, regardless of what's going on. I try to have one-play mentality, so just let it go. Move on to the next play. And so I just think, like I said, my guys battled. At the end of the day, we came up short, and I'm kicking myself. I'm super bummed, but at the end of the day, we battled to the end.
Right behind Bill, Austin Ward.
CJ,
Letterman Row.
how difficult was the communication
get yourself out of schedule like that, I mean, it's not a good feeling. I feel like sometimes we bounce back and probably gain the yardage back, but for the majority of the times, we kind of just put ourselves in the hole. We kind of just beat ourselves. I mean, like you can tell now, I'm not using an excuse, but I lost my voice earlier in the week, and I can't really like yell, so I'm trying my hardest to yell. So I don't really blame my line. I blame it on me for, even getting sick. I mean, at the end of the day, so I try my hardest to be as loud as I possibly could. You know what I mean? When you get yourself out of whack like that, it's hard to bounce back.
Right next door, Clay Hall, WSYN.
Where do you go from here? How do you kind of lick your wounds, recalibrate, get ready for a bowl game that might mean something, might not, but do you take it in and try to turn it, spin it, or is it a steady loss to make?
I don't know. This is the biggest game of the year. Ain't no really words to explain like the feeling. I know I have, Cody has, our team. I mean, you spend so much time focused on these guys, and at the end of the day, I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
What was Coach Day's message to you?
Kind of the same thing. Just it's
Right
not.
behind it, Nathan Barrett, Cleveland.com.
CJ, you said you lost your voice. So how many days were you dealing with that? Was there anything else going on with that as far as illness or the problem?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what type of sickness I have, but I've been sick all week. But I've been just trying to get right, trying to get my voice back. But I don't know. There's not really too much to explain. I mean, sometimes you got to play sick. So.
Over to the far right, Brendan Gulick, Buckeye Style and Sports Illustrated.
My question was asked. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Over here, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
CJ, Ryan has constantly talked about you not riding the roller coaster, and obviously this was just kind of didn't go your way for most of the game. How do you think you handled the way things were going when they weren't going your way today in comparison to how you were handling them in maybe the Oregon game?
I feel like in every game that we've had a struggle in, I feel like not just myself, our offense, really our whole team has battled. I mean, I know we came up short, but I'm still proud of my guys for fighting hard and still trying to pull something magical out. Of course, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the worst feeling you can possibly have. I mean, I know people probably hate me for it, but at the end of the day, I know deep down in my heart that I put everything. I put my heart and soul. I put my body on the line. I put everything that I possibly could to win this game. And I mean, I don't care. At the end of the day, whatever happens, happens. Just know that I love this team. I love Ohio State. I love Buckeye Nation. And I know every single day that I'm going to keep grinding just to get this win back.
Sorry about that, CJ. Last question for these groups over here. Colin, Gabe, Rivals.
CJ, especially in that first half, coming off of, returning the field down, being at 3-and-out with the ball to start that second half, how kind of detrimental was that? I mean, you guys were able to come back a little bit, but how hard was that to kind of not have the momentum coming out of halftime that you guys won? Did that put a damper on the play calling, or what was it like, I guess?
I'm not sure. I mean, at the end of the day, you go out there, you try to execute every single play, and we didn't do that. So, I mean, I know we had a couple runs that weren't getting a lot of yardage, but at the end of the day, everybody has a job to do, and I guess that didn't happen. So, of course, yeah, you want to come out, you want to score, you want to possibly tie the game up or become the one score, and that was kind of the goal coming out of halftime. And I mean, when it happened, when we went 3-and-out, it wasn't like damn the game is lost, but it was definitely like okay, we just got to regroup and keep fighting, and I feel like we did that.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Justin Bolbrock, WCMA.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was more the defensive line. It's just more the environment. You know, it was loud, and we were not executing. We talked about that before the game. Is that it's going to be a loud environment, and we need to execute. And we need to be able to hear the snap and things like that. And that was on us as a line. We weren't executing the way we needed to. So, yeah.
Over here to the left, Mark Snyder, Crest Road.
Nick, you've had trouble with false starts. Oregon, Penn State, Nebraska today. Those no loud crowds. What is happening today with the
Like we said, just mental toughness and focusing and executing. Those are things that are mental errors that we talked about. Those are things that can put us behind, that we aren't supposed to do, that we can't do. and it puts us in a hole, and it makes it harder for us to win games. So it's just in terms of us being able to mentally power through certain situations and things like that, and we just didn't execute that today.
Over here, left in the middle, Lori Schmidt, Columbus Dispatch.
Nicholas, CJ Stroud blames himself for the placement for the false start penalties that forced you guys here. Did that impact play up front?
Well, first, I don't think he should blame himself. I mean, it's a team effort at the end of the day. It's never anyone's fault. It's never anyone's individual fault. I mean, it's a team effort at the end of the day. It's a team game. It's one of the last team games in all of sports. So I would like to say, first of all, that is not his fault. It's our fault as a team and as a unit. But back to the question, I would just say that it's just us executing. We talk about this every single week. We talk about it every single day, is that when we go out onto the field, the only person that can beat us is ourselves.
Front row right, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Chris, you're a senior, you're a captain. This is a position you guys haven't been in before. What do you say to the guys to keep them together and to move forward from this?
I mean, we haven't been in this position forever, so I don't know what to say right now. It's tough on us. We prepared so hard, but we didn't come out with a win, so we just got to bounce back, get back to work.
Over here to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Nick, you guys are facing good pass rushers this year. What made it particularly tough to do those in?
I think I talked about this earlier, beginning of the week, is that he has a really good get off. You know, I mean, he's a great rusher, great athlete overall. You know, they were just a talented front. So.
Right next door, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Chris, I know you said that you don't know what to really say. As you sit there, what's going through your mind when you're trying to process this?
I mean, we just came out. They had a really good game. Atmosphere was good, but I feel like we could have played way better from my part and for the whole team. So that's what's going through my mind.
Well, last question for these guys. Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, it's a tough question. Kind of obvious answer, but you guys put so much into this. How do you kind of process this? How do you kind of deal with it? None of you guys experienced it.
The way that we deal with it, that we learn. We always talked about this with Coach Day and all of our coaches, is that, like, we prepare, we play, and then we learn. And although this is something new that we haven't experienced, me and Chris and I haven't experienced this, and we haven't experienced this in a while, it's something that we can learn from, that we can overcome, and that we can look towards the next time and for us to be better and for us to prepare better, for us to do what it takes for us to make sure this doesn't happen again.